We are at ground zero in Nurda in Gaziantep province, the epicenter of the Turkey earthquake, and the visuals you see at the backdrop speak volumes of the massive devastation and human tragedy Turkey and Syria have faced. More than 21,000 people are now known to have been died, thousands injured, and thousands have lost their families and homes. Both rescuers from Turkey are seeing chances of letting slimmer to 5 more people alive. It's a race against time for them, and the cold temperature is added to the bleed of the survivors. The anger of citizens on the ground against the government is palpable, but right now the priority of the government is to save as many lives and then rehabilitate thousands of people who have lost their lives. More than 90 countries have extended aid, India being one of the first ones to send help to Turkey in this kind of a situation. But even that help is not suffice to counter a disaster of this magnitude. In the next half an hour, we are going to show you visuals, heartbreaking visuals and reports from ground zero of massive devastation of an unprecedented human loss after an earthquake of 7.8 magnitude reduced cities in Turkey to rubble. This is near the epicenter in Gaziantep, and you can see camps have been set up and food is being distributed to all those who have survived this tragedy and who have been pulled out alive. Here's a kid who has been given packets of chocolates and toffees. Here are people who are distributing food packets to people who have survived this. And do you speak English?
Yeah,
English? You are from?
Istanbul.
You're from Istanbul. And are you part of the government?
Yes, we are coming here for help.
And what kind of packets are being distributed? What foods are being distributed? What kind of packets of food are being distributed?
We have food and for hygienic for kids pet or women's pet. Actually, women's pet is a big problem for here. They don't say to us for need hygienic pet. We ask
Right. Thank you. So Turkish government here have sent their volunteers to distribute food packets. Those who have survived
Herkes bir şey uzatmasın. Biberi biliyor musun?
tragedy but have lost
Abi.
their homes absolutely
Biber hadi.
everything
Ya
in
3
the
saat orada
earthquake in
paket
Turkey.
makarna
And I'll
vermek
show you
gereksiz
quickly what
lütfen.
these
Biber hadi.
food packets have. They have dry ration as well as ready-made food and healthy drinks and water bottles as well as fruits. This is the kind of rehabilitation work which is underway here in Turkey. And you can see there's a huge line. There's a long queue of people who are waiting to get food and water for their loved ones and of course for themselves. Ambulances are continuously passing. This has become a common sight in Turkey, and especially near the epicenters in Gaziantep, Kahramanmaraş, where ambulances are shifting people to nearby hospitals and camps which have been set up by Turkish government as well as NDRF by India. But since it's the 5th day, even the rescuers are saying that the chances are very grim that more people can be pulled out alive. Now all they are waiting for are dead bodies. This is extremely tragic and unfortunate, but the reality on the ground is that after the 5th day and after the first 72 hours have passed, the rescuers are saying that the chances are very grim that anybody could have been trapped beneath the debris of the buildings which have collapsed. it's mostly will be dead bodies. And you can see here there's a huge long queue of people, and all these people used to have their own homes just before Monday. On Monday when the earthquake struck, it was in the early hours, and that's why people were sleeping and they couldn't get up, and most of the people couldn't get up and move out immediately. That's why the death toll is on a higher side. But the people who have survived have lost their everything. There is no roof over their head, and they have lost everything, the means to live, and they are misplaced today and are completely dependent on the help which is being provided by their own country, by their own government, and of course other countries as well. I'll tell you, India is one of the countries which has stepped up to help Turkey in the hour of need. Under Operation Those, several medical teams, NDRF personnel, food and all kinds of help have already been sent. But the situation on the ground is so bad that even that help is not suffice. As the death toll is on the rise and people have lost their homes, all they are wanting, all they are requesting from the government is to provide them rehabilitation and food as soon as possible, so that they can survive this tragedy as well as the cold, harsh weather which is there in Turkey right now. Gaziantep yesterday, what we saw was absolutely unprecedented. The hotels and the five-star hotels were completely flooded with survivors, and in fact there were many people who came in with their luggage packed, and when we asked them that are they the survivors, they said no, our house is absolutely fine, but we are so fearful to go back and stay inside our houses, because we never know, because the kind of visuals we have been seeing, that it took less than 2 seconds for an entire multi-storied building of say 30 floors to come down. So we can actually imagine the kind of the kind of magnitude that earthquake must be. And let's not forget that there was not just one earthquake of 7.8 magnitude, it was followed by several aftershocks, and in fact a second quake was as big as the first one. It was recorded at a magnitude of 7.5, and there were hundreds of aftershocks. So that's why the scientists are also saying that when this happened, when Turkey witnessed its first bad earthquake in 1822, the aftershocks, the country experienced aftershock for over a year, and that's why the scientists are saying that everybody on the ground should be cautious of the fact that the country is going to witness more aftershocks. Of course, all of us are praying for Turkey and Syria, and all of us really hope that the situation doesn't worsen on the ground. But the scientists are saying that with so many aftershocks and with an earthquake of this magnitude, the repercussions and the aftershocks are going to follow for over a year. I will try and speak to, if I can. This woman here is standing and she's crying, and people are absolutely inconsolable because they have lost their homes. And this is the situation, it's so bad that 18,000 is a huge number, and for this kind of a devastation what we are witnessing on the ground, people have lost their homes, people have lost their savings, people have lost their family members, children, women, wives, husbands, and that the situation is extremely tragic. Sir, I'm extremely sorry. Do you understand English? Do you understand little English?
No.
You used to live here? Ma'am, I'm very sorry. You used to live here? You lived here?
Yes.
I'm extremely sorry to ask you this. Have you lost someone in your family?
Family.
Sorry?
My family.
Your family? You used to live here? This happened on Monday. So of course the woman is absolutely inconsolable, and she's crying, and she just told me that she has lost her entire family as this building collapsed. And the situation on the ground though is of course, you know, it's the 5th day and the rescuers are trying to save as many people, to try and get as many people out as they can. But even they are saying that it's the 5th day, it has become a race against time. Anybody who could have survived this, who could have been alive beneath the crumbled houses, already have been pulled out. Now all they are waiting for are the dead bodies. It is very tragic and even you know, extremely sad for me to say this, but this is what the reality on the ground is. So how many people have been rescued alive?
7 or 8 people rescued from the earthquake day, but I think more than 50 people live in that apartment. There are 14 apartments in that building, but as you can see, there is no professional work. We need professional team and professional equipment.
So you are saying that you need professional equipment and professional help, and there is no professional help right now here?
Those people are semi-professional. There is no professional team.
But many countries have provided help. In fact, India has also sent help.
But for Kahramanmaraş, there is no professional work. I don't see any.
But where is the Turkish government? I mean, what are they doing? Is there a palpable anger against the president by the citizens?
I don't know, but there are a lot of building that hard, and I think most of Turkish rescue team go there. But there is nobody in there.
Okay, so you told me that only in this building 8 people have been rescued alive.
Yes.
Now I'm extremely sorry to ask you this question. Is there a possibility that more people could be alive down there, or are all you are looking for are the dead bodies?
No. Some of people come here and they listen the building. There is no voice. There is no life in here.
So
they say us that.
So all you are trying to find out are the dead bodies. That's
yes.
That's the tragic reality. Unfortunately, yes, of course. We are right now in Nurda area in Turkey. This was one of the most affected areas by the earthquake, and I right now have with me the Indian ambassador to Turkey, Ambassador Dr. Varinder Paul. So thank you for speaking to NDTV and thank you for taking our time. Turkish ambassador said, "A friend in need is a friend indeed," and India is most certainly that friend. India from day one has been helping Turkey, the Turkish government, in the rescue ops. What kind of rescue ops and recovery mission have been going on? What can you tell us more about that?
Soon after the news of this tragedy was received in India, our Prime Minister, while conveying his condolences, also announced that all possible assistance will be provided to Turkey in this difficult moment. And in that context, 5 C-17 aircraft have arrived in Turkey from India, and they have brought NDRF search and rescue teams, and also a mobile hospital from the Indian Army. And as we speak, the NDRF search and rescue teams are actively working and in their operations in 2 provinces. Gaziantep province, where we are right now, and also in Hatay province. In addition, the Indian Army Field Hospital has been working at its full capacity, helping hundreds of people who have been living in hospital for medical treatment. And this morning, I also received an input that there was a limb-saving amputation surgery that was conducted by our doctors.
Right, sir. That's actually very good to hear. Now, you told me that at least 5 flights have already come in with relief materials. If you can tell us more about what kind of relief materials have been brought in.
They are all related to search and rescue activities, and also materials that they require for medical assistance.
Right. Is India also helping with food and rehabilitation?
Not to my knowledge, but it's a very dynamic situation, and we remain responsive to the needs of the Turkish people in the spirit of solidarity and friendship. In this, as we speak, the needs are evolving, and we will be responding.
So there's a very important question as to how many Indians, if at all, are fear to be struck here in Turkey or in Syria. Is there any numbers with the Indian government?
In the earthquake affected area, in there were 10 provinces, we don't have many Indians residing nominally in this part of the country. Most of the Indians in Turkey, they are concentrated in and around Istanbul, a couple of hundred in Ankara. But we have been reaching out to the Indian community, and we have also been receiving calls from the Indian national from this area. And as we speak, I think we have information about 125, 130 people, and we haven't received any information about or any news about any casualty affecting
So not even a single Indian national who is impacted by this earthquake, either in Turkey or Syria?
I can't speak about Syria.
But in Turkey, at least you are absolutely certain.
In Turkey, we have no information about any casualty.
Right, sir. In days to come, it's the 5th day, and I'm feeling extremely sad while I'm saying this, but most of the rescue has already been done. It's now the recovery operations, because in the first 48 and 72 hours, most of the people who were alive have already been pulled out. Now, the rescuers are telling us on the ground it's mostly will be dead bodies.
I'm not too sure if we can say that, all search and rescue operations have been completed. There are reports we see from different quarters, including from Turkish authority, that there are pockets where the rescue operations are still underway.
So there are NDRF has deployed, for the first time ever, they have deployed female personnel on the ground. What kind of work are they doing? How are they helping the mission on the ground?
They are doing the same work which other children are doing, and local people, the Turkish people who have come to know about this thing, they are really appreciative of NDRF's effort, and the fact that the city which also has
Sure. Just the last question before we let you go, sir. What kind of help will the Indian government be providing to the Turkish government in the days to come after the rescue and the recovery operations are
in the days to come? As I said, it's a very dynamic situation, evolving situation. What I can say is that the spirit of solidarity will continue to be responsive.
Thank you for speaking to NDTV, and in the spirit of solidarity, the Indian government is helping the Turkish government. Many medical teams have been sent, NDRF personnel have been are here helping the Turkish system and administration in this kind of a dynamic situation where the rescue ops are still on, and in fact a hospital has also been set up for surgeries of the people who are being pulled out from the debris.
What exactly happened here? How many people are trapped inside?
My family is the 10 people. First day is the taken, is the life is the 1 people. I wait 9 people is died here.
9 people died here.
9 people died here. Is 4 adults, is the 4 kids. So yeah, 4 adults, 4
And
kids.
how many people are still inside?
People is the
Rescue
thinking
operation is going on?
completed thinking is the 25-30 people is the here the inside. First day,
45 people.
yeah. First day is the taken is the 4 or 10 people is the life, and no now anybody is the people thinking is life here.
How many families were living in this building?
Maybe 30 years, maybe 40 years is living here. The people is there.
Okay. So you told me that 10 died on the first day,
Yeah.
and the rest were rescued. Rest were rescued. Okay. So what is the situation now? How you are having your food? Who is providing you food? And
Here the Kahramanmaraşma is the helping people. Same as is the people is the give the food, helping. Everything is the no any problem is now that I don't know. Difficult is the now here.
as your house is destroyed, where are you staying now?
I'm coming to Marmara City.
No, but where are you staying now? In a hotel or?
Oh, I went in the car inside. I'm sleeping in the car inside.
You were sleeping in the car inside?
Yeah, because the people last night is the work. Is the 2 o'clock in the morning finished the people the work.
And how many people living in the car in this area?
My family is maybe 10 people living the petrol station car inside now.
Okay.
So those were the heartbreaking visuals and reports from ground zero in Turkey, in Gaziantep province, which is the epicenter of the Turkey earthquake. We have been speaking to eyewitnesses, families who are still spending their days and nights on the streets just with one ray of hope that they see their family members getting rescued from the debris. Right behind me, women, an entire family, several families are sitting and spending this harsh winter, this harsh temperature in Turkey, sitting on the streets. All they are waiting for their family members to be rescued safely. But with each passing minute, this was the 5th day since the earthquake, and with each passing minute, rescuers from both Turkey and India are saying that the chances of anyone being trapped alive is getting slimmer. We really hope that both the countries, Turkey and Syria, get the strength to recover from this kind of devastation, this kind of a human tragedy. But right now on the ground, the devastation is absolutely unprecedented and the human cost is unbelievable. Even on my, at the backdrop you can see several buildings collapsed within 2 seconds, and right now the rescuers who are working round the clock are trying to hear the voices and trace the voices if anybody is still trapped inside the debris and is still alive. But with each passing second, the chances of that are getting slimmer. These are what our ground reports. We will continue to get reports from ground zero in Turkey and from the Syrian border as well, where an earthquake of 7.8 magnitude struck, and in fact it was closely followed by several aftershocks, more than hundreds of aftershocks. In fact, one of the earthquakes was this kind of unprecedented, unbelievable devastation which this country hasn't witnessed in more than over a century. And in fact, just a short while back, the rescuers announced everybody to maintain pin drop silence because they could hear voices of children crying and people screaming for help, and that's why the entire area maintained pin drop silence, and that's when the rescuers in fact are trying to trace the voices. Let's really hope that more people can actually come out, can be rescued safely. But the rescuers are saying that the reality on the ground is different, and with each passing second, it's the 5th day, it's the end of the 5th day, and with each passing second, the chances of people getting alive are getting slimmer. NDTV's teams are here on ground zero in Turkey alongside the Syrian border. Uma Shankar Singh and I, myself Tanushree Pandey, will be getting you all the updates, all the facts, and of course the reports from ground zero of the human cost on NDTV 24/7 and NDTV India. Keep watching as we get you all the updates. Let's take a quick break.
Turkey picks up pieces, India lends a helping hand. The Turkish tragedy, NDTV reports from ground zero.
President Erdogan also visited Gaziantep, which is the epicenter of the earthquake.
We go where the real news is. Watch extensive on-ground coverage all day on NDTV.